Toyota 2007 brakes and rotors. You're going to get a 21 for the lug nut, and you're going to loosen them before you jack up the car. You will then jack the car up, make sure you put your e-brake on, remove all the lug nuts, remove the tire, and it will look like the next step. The easiest way to take the bolts off in the back is I'm going to turn the wheel towards me so I have better access. So let's go ahead and do that. And then that way you have easy access to both bolts in the back here, and you're able to just take them off easy. So once you take both bolts off, you are going to, I'm gonna put it back on there, but it's gonna be like this. Well, not like this. Using one hand. Hold on, sorry, using one hand because I suck. Anyways, so it's gonna be like this. You gotta take the bolts off, and then make sure you hold it because it will fall off. And once you remove the bolts, you're just gonna pull this off. As you can see, both brakes are on there. And then because I'm changing the rotors too, I will take this off. Normally, sometimes it will be stuck. For me, however, it's not stuck, but you could put a bolt in here, keep tightening it, it'll push the rotor out, or you can hammer it and loosen it up with the mallet, however you want to do it. But in my case, it's off easy. And putting that down right there, and that. And then I used a breaker bar to break the bolts, by the way, as well, with the 17. If you want to know what rotors I got, these are the rotors I had gotten at AutoZone. Their lifetime warranty. So I just went and got these. I'm gonna take these off, take them back to AutoZone, get my money back, and then I have to spend no money. So, well, I mean, you have to spend money to get it, whatever. Alright, so now I got the new rotor. I'll show you what it looks like brand new, as using one hand. Over there. Alright, new one, clean, good to go. Old one, grab it, put it back in there to get returned. And then these are going to go back in here. Once these are out, those are going to go in there, and then return that garbage. Alright, now that we have everything off here, more or less, you're going to want to clean all this up. So I use bristle brushes, whatever you want to call them. And I just go along the edges. Just get them cleaned up. I didn't have they're not that bad. Normally on some cars, if you looked at my other car I worked on, it was pretty bad. But this one's actually not that bad. So we'll clean the sides. Just get all that crap out of there. I know, camera's moving, sorry guys. One day I'll have money to get what I want to get, so when I'm working on cars, I don't have to move it. I will edit the video so it's not showing all the moving, but you want to get as much cleaned off as possible. Done. So it looks a little bit better, shitty, but a little bit better on the edges. If you could see it. one thing for new rotors, they come with a little bit of grease on them. Sometimes it's a lot worse than what I see here, but brake cleaner, I'm gonna clean it. Wipe it down just so we can get any leftover oil from keeping it from rusting in the box. Just wipe it down. You don't have to do it a lot, but just enough to feel that it's clean enough. Next thing, sorry, take a breather in there. Next thing you gotta do, see if I can do it with one hand. Match it in there. Next step you're gonna do is get a bolt. So I ended up putting mine over here so I don't lose them. I just need one. Sorry, I had to spit. What you're gonna do, just put it on the bottom one. That way, stays locked in place and nothing moves while you're working on it. Okay, so bolt the bottom, holds it in place. Alright, so now we have this. Haven't changed anything, this is all the old stuff. I wanted to make sure to get the rotor intact first, tighten it down, not moving, and then work on this. So now that we have this out and down, first thing I like to do, so that I don't mix any of these up, is up here. You can use one hand, two hands, but you gotta pull this out. Okay. Now you want to clean this, so I'm gonna clean it real quick. The towel, wipe it down. Okay, so we know it's clean. Now I'm going to use this and grease it up. Now, I'm going to do one at a time because you need to keep them in the same place. Top, top, bottom, bottom, or bottom, bottom, top, top, whatever. Don't change it. So pull one out at a time. I'm using that caliper grease. Add it, put it in. So I'm gonna do that right now. Alright, so I greased both of them up. Now, when you're putting this back in, make sure when you're pushing it in, it goes back in like that. See how this one? Push it in. Boom, goes in like that, and you're all set. Charge?
Did I get all the waters in? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Next thing you gotta do, pop these out.
I got him some bindings for every time I make a pie bread, make him cry.
Girlfriend thinks she's funny. But you gotta pull these out.
Bindings are free.
Put them over here. And then these clips right here, you're gonna remove them because you're not gonna use them at all. So put those over there with those. If you have any type of rust or anything right there, I'm gonna get one of these brushes. Just brush it.
Tell her to put her name on it because.
See how it looks cleaner? Do the next one. Clean. Now, you're gonna get some of this. Anything that's gonna touch the brakes, you're gonna put on there. Don't have to put a lot, just a little bit. Flip it around. Just enough. Alright.
Died on me.
Get to match it. Clip them in. Make sure that they click.
I don't want water, baby. I'm fine.
See? That looks nice.
Oh my God.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you put the brackets in, you're gonna put the brakes in. Make sure they fit in there. Both sides. Just like that. So when you put it on here, you're gonna have to push them together to hold onto the rotors. So now that we got these greased up, boot put in, new brake holders, new brakes, we're gonna end up putting it like this. If you look in the back here, right about, let's see there, you'll see that the bolts don't match in. That one and this one. Then it'll look like this. Next thing you gotta do, push the brakes in as much as you can. You can do this after you bolted it, but I already have it in. It's pushed in. They're gonna hold it in place. It's gonna look like that. Then you gotta get the bolts. And you're gonna be able to do that. And put this one down here. See how it's not lined in up right here? So I'm gonna have to push up. But I can't do it while holding the camera. So I'm gonna pause it. Alright, right now it's hand tightened and good to go. So now I'm gonna get my 17, put it back here, and I'm gonna use my socket here. Don't forget to change it, just so it's tight enough. See how I can't get that one? So then, grab this. Then I'll grab this. It's tight. I don't want to do it too tight because I got to torque it. Grab this. Make sure you torque it before you put the other piece on, because then you won't be able to get to it. So 17 torque. I will let you know the torque specs in just a moment. torque specs are going to be 79 pounds. Just do it. Done. So the next step, you're going to get your caliper off there. I just laid mine right here, but what you're going to want to do is push this in more so that when you do put this the brake caliper back onto the brakes, it fits. So easiest way is just to get your old brake, flatten it. If you don't have one of these, I suggest to get one. Makes life much easier. There's other things you can use to push that in, but you just twist it. And just keep going. You see it's pushing in. As far as you can get it. See how it's pretty much going in. Should be it right there. Alright. Next thing you gotta do, place it in there. See how that top one goes in smooth. Right here you push in so that that can go in there, and then you just get the bolts, which now I have that one and the gold one. I'm actually going to use both gold ones and put them in as I mentioned earlier, and then tighten them up. Quick note on these bolts, this needs to be aligned and matched right here, and then this bottom one, there is a groove that goes inside, needs to lock in when tighten these in. If you don't do that, there will be some issues because it will keep moving and probably won't do that good. But this locks it in place, and then this also has a groove to lock in place when you're tightening these up. And the pounds to torque these are 25. You would torque those, and then if I didn't say anything about the torque of the back ones, 79 on the back for torque. And then yeah, I'll be done shortly. The one thing I forgot to mention when putting this on, make sure you put the greaser on the parts that the brakes are touching. So like example, I put it on those and I put it on that, and then I'm gonna put it there because they are touching, and then that way it smoothly goes in as well. But I just wanted to make sure to let you guys know that, as I didn't say that before. Okay, I got both gold bolts in. Works perfect. Now they're on there. As I showed you in the beginning, when I first took the wheel off, there wasn't one on top, but now there is. I went ahead, put this on. As you can see, everything's greased up, good to go, and put on, tightened up. Torque specs 25, and then in the back a 79. I'm going to put all these in here because we are going to be sent back to AutoZone because it is lifetime warranty and we get our money back. Although, just to let you guys know, they did not have the original, or not the original, but the lower cost ones that these were. So we're gonna end up paying the $10 extra for these, but we still get, majority of the money back. Those were normal, so we'll get all the money back for those. And then I'm gonna go ahead, take this bolt off, put the wheel on, lower everything, and I am done. And that's changing rotors and brakes to a 2007 Toyota Corolla. Yeah. I know that me using one hand's kind of shaky, but as you've seen in all my videos, I'm not an auto mechanic and I don't know half the shit. I just do it. Slowly getting better, learning my own shit, how I do it. Eventually I will get something better that will hold my camera so that when I'm doing things it's not all crazy. Other than that, yeah, have a good day. Alright, tires on. I'm gonna drop everything. The bolts, lug nuts will be torqued at 76, to my knowledge. If you want to double check, you can. 76 pounds to torque them.